Let's have our first lesson on tone production. Now, I've made multiple videos on tone production, and I think perhaps we need to go back to the very beginning here. We're going to actually talk about straight bows. I've made multiple videos on those as well, and perhaps you've already seen them. But let's try and reduce the amount of bow use. In those videos, I show you using, or show myself using full bows, and I want you to start, as we've been doing with Twinkle and Mary Had a Little Lamb, just the middle third of the bow. So what we're going to do first is give ourselves a really nice platform to put the bow upon. So if you have access to a little ball, this one's just a rubber bouncing ball, I want you to hold your instrument nice and tall and set the ball between the D and G strings and balance it there. Now I don't want you to feel rigid or stiff, just notice my instrument's slightly elevated above the level plane here so that the strings can be level. And this would be like a carpenter's level with the little air bubble. So I made the strings absolutely level. Now I don't play like that all the time, and I'm certainly not stiff like that. I move around a lot. But I want to start with an incredibly flat platform. Then I want you to remember to play in your middle part of the bow. Set your bow maybe just a little below middle on your D string. And I want you to put your eye contact right on your contact point. We're going to go half between the bridge, halfway between the fingerboard. So right there, we're going to make sure we're not bumping another string. We're going to stare right at our contact point, and we're going to move the bow maybe 4 inches. And stop. Now move back up. Now, did your bow grab the string, or did it slide away from you on the down bow like that, and then maybe towards you on the up bow? If it did, you probably have a crooked bow. Crooked meaning not parallel to the bridge. If I were to put a ruler here, a yardstick, and extend it out, you'd have the idea of a straight line. So we need to stay in a straight line or parallel to the bridge. So one of the first things you could do is actually set your instrument in your lap. Sit down, set it in your lap so that you can bend over and look at your contact point and just bow. Okay, you obviously can't play that way. You can't use your left hand or anything, but it does give you an idea of what you're looking at, because when you look from here, you're sort of looking sideways. You can get cross-eyed, and everything is a little distorted because the bridge is rolling this way, the bow rolls slightly up, and you're looking at an angle. So there is this optical illusion when you're trying to see whether or not you're bowing parallel. However, if the bow can grab the string and not slide around, then you get the desired effect, and it probably means you're parallel to the bridge. Okay? So the next step is to set your bow here. You could even stand in front of a mirror and do this. Everything's backwards, but it shows you whether you're parallel. Rock your bow this way and stop when you think you're parallel to the bridge. I have to get the bridge right there. And stop. And do it multiple times. Okay? Now our first bow strokes really are just going to be an opening of the arm. It's not necessary to incorporate wrist or forearm motion because we're only moving this much. But you have to realize that if I did nothing else with the arm, that the bow would wrap around like that. So you will have to compensate as you use more and more bow. You'll let your wrist drop a little bit as you go down bow, and it will come up a little bit as you go up bow. Now, there's a lot of mechanics involved there, and you can go and watch my videos on straight bows. But really, the best thing you could do is memorize Mary Had a Little Lamb and memorize Twinkle Twinkle, so that you don't have to look at numbers or notes or anything, and then just stare at your contact point while you're playing and see if it grabs the string or if it slides around. Do you hear this sound when it slides? It's fuzzy, isn't it? When I grab the string, it's focused, and that produces a quality tone. So your first video on tone production is all about the bow stroke being parallel to the bridge, not sliding around. Okay? Good luck.